Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Be the Man. And of course, we couldn't do it without the Hall of Famer himself, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Rick, how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm excited to be here with you. I can't believe we're home stretching it. It's hard to believe that
Lot of excitement.
Next Sunday, it's finally here. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can. Well, it's a week from Sunday, right?
Yep. July 31st, Nashville, RicFlairsLastMatch.com. By now, everyone has seen episode 1 and 2. Episode 1 of our docuseries sort of explains your motivation and had some great appearances from Arn Anderson and Tommy Young and Nikita Koloff and David Crockett and Jackie Crockett, Magnum TA, and
lot of memories there, boy. Oh my God.
And then episode 2, well, I'm a little disappointed in Jeff Jarrett. Any thoughts on seeing that back? I mean, the internet was kind of shocked when the match was revealed, and I don't think anybody expected that it would be something that looked or felt like this. Of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch it now, RicFlairsLastMatch.com. But my goodness, man, the internet is a buzz this morning about what happened. What say you?
Disappointed, but not shocked.
Really?
Yeah, even more motivated now than I was before.
You know, I do a podcast with Jeff Jarrett, and unfortunately, we were contractually obligated to do one yesterday. So over on My World, as luck would have it, you know, we make these topics way in advance. Well, I knew we'd be home stretching it for your show, so I scheduled the topic to be Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Of course, when I made the calendar, I had no idea that things would happen the way they did after the press conference, because you and I had a plan, and it felt like it was going to be a pretty big day to have the mayor's office come proclaim it Ric Flair Day and have the voice of the Tennessee Titans, Mr. Mike Keith, there and announce the robe raffle where some fan can win your actual retirement robe over at RicFlairsLastMatch.com. We had all this fun stuff lined up. And then, as you recall, I was horribly sick, got sick at the venue, left, went straight home. And then the next day I hear the news that, one of my podcast partners tried to kill Morgan's grandpa in the parking lot with a high heel.
Yeah. He did a pretty good job of it. Should have finished it.
Well, I know you haven't had a chance, and why would you, to listen to Jeff's podcast, but I promised him.
Give me some of the highlights.
You're going to love it. I'm sure we'll have some clips in this episode for everyone to hear, but
yeah, let me respond to what he's got to say. That's the easiest way.
And
just by the way, I've been saying this for a long time. If you want to be relevant, be next to Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, I mean, that was kind of my issue with Jeff. It feels like, you know, he always finds
how boring is being the executive director of house show entertainment. Wow. That's a big job. I just saw his boss yesterday.
Well, he, you know, I took him to task for essentially being a great value Ric Flair. I mean, he dyes his hair like you, he struts like you, he uses the figure 4 like you. And of course he says, "Oh no, it's Jackie Fargo." And it's like, I don't remember him using the figure 4. Or
I don't remember Jackie Fargo. Neither does anybody else that didn't live in Memphis, Tennessee. Never saw Jackie Fargo in St. Louis or the Garden. Those guys from Tennessee got their own way of thinking.
Well, that's what's disappointing with Jeff, is it feels like he always finds a way to insert himself into this. Like, you know, he wanted to be a horseman. He wanted to be in the Bullet Club. I mean, if it's cool, he wants to glom onto it. And I see that he's an opportunistic kind of guy, but still,
there's nothing wrong with that. I don't fault him for that at all. Who wouldn't want to be a horseman, right? I didn't know anything about the Bullet Club. But
He didn't either.
huh?
He doesn't either.
No, I mean I didn't know that he wanted to be part of that.
It's just disappointing to me that this is the guy who I felt like, since he was the connection to the mayor's office and, Mr. Nashville, and years ago helped Starcast get hooked up with Fight. I just had a totally different impression and expectation that day than what we got.
Well, hey,
And
Jeff's a very smart guy. Make no mistake. Um, I'm sure he's done very well in business. Um, he's an entrepreneur. I mean, if you look at his, I just happened to go through his Wikipedia. I don't even think he played high school sports, so athletically, he probably didn't excel at anything except maybe he was in a band. But he's run every company. He must have worked for 37 different companies. He must be the 28 or 29 times world champion if you count those companies to work for. I missed a couple of those.
well, he was pretty critical of you in the clip over at RicFlairsLastMatch.com, and of course on his podcast, saying that,
Mhm.
you know, it's real cute that now you want to play games with him, but once upon a time you came to him begging for a job. And I want you to have a chance to respond to that because of course
Begging
he's
him for a job?
when you went to work for Impact 12 years ago.
He wasn't even around there. He was afraid to come to the set because Kurt Angle was going to kick his ass. Who's he bullshitting? I went to work for Hulk Hogan, who, by the way, told Jeff what to do too. Like he's told everybody over the years. I didn't go to work for Jeff Jarrett.
What, what's the reaction been that you've seen from some of your friends or family who saw either episode 1 or episode 2, and
Oh,
has
they love,
anybody changed their
they
mind?
love it. They love it. I think it's great. I mean, now we got something cooking. I'm looking forward to this with Jeff. Hey, Jeff was a hell of a wrestler. I'm not taking anything away from Jeff and his skill. You know, but again, you know how much respect I have for Lethal. It just fueled the fire for me. Now I got something really hot to talk about. And don't think that I won't be ready. That's the key thing. Don't think that I won't be ready, and don't think. I'll tell you what else is a major factor. I wouldn't want to be the one of them if it came down to the real deal with Andrade. That son of a bitch will cut you. Don't think he's not a tough son of a bitch. You need to
Well,
go. You need to go to Durango, Mexico for a weekend.
I
I would want nothing to do with Andrade.
I tried to
So
warn Jeff that Andrade is a eye for an eye motherfucker,
it's a what?
and
Oh
he's
no
an eye
shit!
for an eye motherfucker.
I don't think he's got that fucking where he got cut in that street fight. Don't think he's not tough.
I I told, Jeff in our podcast yesterday that although this is being advertised as Ric Flair's last match, it's going to be his last match too, and Andrade is going to make sure of it. After
Well,
this,
I don't know about that. I mean, once again, I'm taking nothing away from Jeff's talent or his ability or his skills. He's a really, really good worker, a really good performer. And I wish him nothing the best, but I can tell you this. The two of us are gonna make it out of there and two of us aren't. And I've been carried out of a lot of places, so I'm not afraid of it. When you've been where I've been, you don't deal with the word fear. Fear is something that's anticipating something that you haven't already experienced. So I've been dead. I've been in an airplane crash, and I got nothing to lose. I got my family there. I will be clawing, biting, scratching. There'll be no rules. Hey, it'll be how it is. I've got I got nothing to lose. He in turn, as the Jay Lethal, both those guys, one's 30 years younger than me, the other one's 20. What are they going to say to their family?
mm,
Huh? What are they going to say when they walk out of there covered in blood? Where's Jay's career going to go? Where's Jeff's going to go? What's he going to say on his podcast the next week? Think about it. What are you going to talk about? I got beat by the old man. God damn. Where do you go from there?
right?
Wah, wah, wah. Karen, I should have never fucked around with Ric Flair. Eh.
He
Hey, if I get beat, I get beat. I've been getting beat my whole life by the likes of guys like Bruiser Brody and Harley Race. He's probably never been working guys like that. They didn't work in Tennessee territory.
not for long. Talk to me about Jay Lethal. You brought him up. I'm curious, since he was your training partner and clearly now we see that you guys are no longer the good friends that maybe you once were. How's that affected your training? I mean, we did see your trainer in episode 2, Rob, and got to learn a little bit about him and just the way you've been getting ready cardiovascular wise and all that.
Yeah,
But
I just had to find another ring, which I did to work in. I'll be honest with you, I'm losing Jay to work out in the ring is it's for me it's all about picking up the tempo and being in the best shape I can be in. And it's making. I mean, I've had 3 months to work on it, but it's hard to do it every day. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, and I found myself, I was working out so hard that I got tired. Then I thought I had pneumonia. Then I thought I had COVID. I mean, you second guess everything you do every day. But I've figured out the pace now, and it's funny. I sat with Juliana Pena, who's fighting the day before me against Nuez, right?
yep.
I was shooting a commercial this weekend talking about her training routine, and you know how intense that stuff is. But she made me feel better about the way I do it. I just can't do it every day. I'll do it 2 days hard and take a day off. 2 days hard, and then I'm trying to do it every day, and I was wearing myself down. Plus, trying to keep a standard diet, So, otherwise, I feel great. And by the way, I got a roll of Johnson tape right here. I got some Gillette blades and I got a scissors.
My goodness. Let's talk about that because, the internet being what it is, everybody had their opinions about episode 2. And again, you guys should go watch that, RicFlair'sLastMatch.com. As a matter of fact, you know what? We'll put it at the beginning of this episode. So I know you've seen it. But I do want to ask Rick, the the internet sleuths, the know-it-alls, they have decided that oh, I can see his blade. He's blading. This man's blading before he ever gets in the ring.
No way.
Um,
Karen Shoe.
I don't mean to spoil the magic, but that was not the case. I mean, if you watch the
No.
tape, we even hear you yell, "It's a hard way,
Yeah,
guys."
it was. Yeah, right. Yeah, it was bad. It's okay. I haven't forgotten. Let me get up and walk away was the worst mistake they made.
Well,
Everybody thought I was going to the hospital. I was going to the Palm to drink.